Jai Shri Ram. Today it is the turn of Canto 28. Shri Ram's encounter with Khara. Seeing Dushana killed in battle together with Trishira, fear entered the mind of Khara too when he witnessed the prowess of Shri Ram. Bewildered to see the very mighty and irresistible army of ogres, as also Dushana and Trishira killed by Ram single-handed, and also perceiving most of the troops wiped out, the ogre Khara attacked Sri Ram, as did the demon Namuchi attack Indra. Pulling at full length his mighty bow, Khara discharged at Sri Ram blood-sucking arrows known by the name of Narakas and resembling angry serpents. Shaking the string of his bow in numerous ways and displaying the use of mystic missiles by virtue of his military practice, Khara in his chariot rode on the battlefield, employing devices with his arrow. The great chariot warrior filled all the quarters as also the intermediate points with arrows. Seeing him, Sri Ram also took up his mighty bow. He covered the entire sky with his formidable arrows, resembling sparks of fire, as does the god of rain with showers. Thickly set with arrows on all sides, because of the sharp arrows discharged both by Khara and Sri Ram, the sky round about them was left without any empty space. Screened by the network of arrows discharged by both the warriors, who were fiercely fighting in their zeal to kill each other, the sun was not visible at that time. Then, like one striking a lordly elephant with a good goad, Khara hit Sri Ram with arrows of various kinds such as nalikas, narakas and sharp-pointed vikarnis on the field of battle. All created beings saw that ogre rooted firmly in his chariot, bow in hand like death himself with a noose in his hand. At that time, Khara thought Sri Ram, the destroyer of the entire army, who was possessed of great might and intent on heroism, to be dead tired. Sri Ram, however, did not feel perturbed in the least to see him bold as a lion and striding like one, any more than a lion would feel perturbed to see a small deer. Then, in a large chariot blazing as sun, Khara approached the celebrated Sri Ram, even as a moth would approach a fire. Thereupon, displaying his dexterity of hand, Khara split the bow along with the arrow near the fist of the high-souled Sri Ram. Again, taking 7 more arrows shining brightly as the thunderbolt of Indra, Khara for his part angrily discharged them at the vital parts of Sri Ram on the battlefield. Then, hurting Sri Ram of unparalleled prowess with 1,000 arrows, Khara uttered a loud roar on the battlefield. Hit hard by the smooth-knobbed arrows discharged by Khara, the well-known armor of Sri Ram, bright like sun, thereupon fell on the ground. Getting enraged when pierced with arrows all over his limbs, Sri Ram shone on the battlefield like a smokeless burning fire. Then Sri Ram, the exterminator of his foes, strung another mighty bow, which made a deep sound to bring about the end of his enemy. Raising that excellent and very mighty bow belonging to Lord Vishnu that had been gifted by the eminent sage Agastya, he darted towards Khara. Then, highly enraged, Sri Ram cut down the ensign of Khara on the battlefield by means of gold-feathered arrows with level nodes. Split into many parts, that attractive gold ensign fell down on the earth like the sun at the command imprecation of gods. With 4 arrows, the angry Khara, who was aware of the vulnerable parts in a body, hit Ram in his various limbs and particularly in his heart, even as one would strike an elephant with javelins. The aforesaid Sri Ram felt highly enraged when pierced with many arrows released from the bow of Khara and bathed in blood all over his body. Grasping firmly his bow in that great battle, Sri Ram, the foremost of bowmen, who wielded a great bow, discharged 6 well-aimed arrows. They say he pierced Khara in the head with 1 arrow, with 2 more the arms and with 3 crescent-headed arrows hit him hard in the chest. After that, Sri Ram, who was exceptionally glorious, discharged at the ogre 13 arrows whetted on the stone and blazing like the sun. With 1 arrow he cut down the yoke of the chariot, with 4 the spotted horses, and with the 6th he cut off the head of Khara's charioteer on the battlefield. Having cut down with 3 arrows the 3 shafts supporting the yoke, with 2 the axle, and with the 12th, which shone brightly like thunderbolt, the bow and the arrow of Khara, Sri Ram, for his part, who was possessed of exceptional might and looked like Indra, pierced Khara in the heart as though laughing on the battlefield with the 13th. Then, jumping down, Khara, who was deprived of his chariot and his bow shattered, horses killed, and charioteer slain, stood on the ground, mace in hand. Collecting the 4 part of their aerial cars at that time, gods and eminent rishis too, who felt highly rejoiced, applauded in a body with joined palms the feet of Sri Ram, the great car warrior. Thus ends Canto 28 in the Aranyakand of the glorious Ramayan of Valmiki, the work of a rishi and the oldest epic. Jai Shri Ram.